In this video, we're going to learn to do some basic text editing. So we're going to make a change to the way the letters look on this page. Of course, they could be numbers or symbols also. But first of all, we need to select the word or the phrase that we want to make a change to. So in this case, we're going to change the word little. So we're going to point to the word little and double click on it. When we do, notice the word is selected. Now we can use this area, this quick menu that pops up here to do some basic text editing, and that would be fine to do, and we'll do that in a minute. But you can also come up here, especially when you move off of that area, you move your cursor away from that area, that quick menu is going to disappear. So we can do the same thing up here in this area. Make sure you're on the home ribbon, and then you're in this font area right here. You have more options of ways to change the font by clicking on this little down arrow to expand that menu. So let's go ahead and look at that. Notice we click on that and the font dialog box pops up. This is a floating dialog box. It's just kind of in the middle of your screen. If you want to, you could always move it out of the way. If you want to look at the word little that's selected, you could always drag it by using the title bar of the dialog box. So right up there, you place your mouse pointer on that title bar area, and you move it over to the side. Okay, you don't have to move it out of the way. Even if you can't see the word little, it's still going to be changed when you choose a different option. But then you could use any of these options here. Notice the font style, size, font color. Okay, so you have some more options than you have in this area. Okay, you also have character spacing that can be changed. So we're not going to get into all of this. We're going to actually click on cancel to just close that out. We could also use this X in the upper right hand corner. Close that dialog box out. Notice the word little is still selected. And in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to change the font size. Notice the font size right now is 18. We're going to click the down arrow and we're going to click on 12. We could also just select the text there and type whatever font size we want. So if there's a font size, especially when you get into these bigger sizes, if there's kind of an in-between size that you want, maybe 66 is too small, 72 is too large, you could type 70 or 68 or 69. So you could type whatever font size you want. But you can also click the down arrow and then choose the font size. So we're going to choose 12. Notice how it made the word smaller, made little. Okay, you can also use these two buttons for that purpose. This is going to increase your font size. Notice every time I click it, the words are getting larger and larger. And then if I click on this one to decrease the font size, it'll get smaller and smaller. And you can see that reflected in the change here of the font size. Okay, so let's back it down to size 12. Now also, and what I need to do right now is I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so you can see this better. But we have the word selected. It's still selected. We haven't deselected it yet. So while it's still selected, we can make another change. We're going to actually change the font color. Now if I clicked right here on this big button, the font color is kind of automatically set to red there. The word would change to red. So we could click on that. You can see the word is red, but we don't want red. So we're going to click the down arrow to get a palette of more colors to choose from. So you have some theme colors right here. You have some standard colors. You could click right here too and get even more colors, but we're going to stick to the theme colors here. And we're going to choose this plum color, this bright pink. Click on that. And now let's deselect the word and notice the word little now is a lot smaller and it is pink. So we can kind of do the same thing if we select a phrase. So let's select a large gray spider by dragging across with our mouse. We have that phrase selected. Let's go up here and add bold facing. Okay, so we could click on the big fat B and that adds bold facing. Notice also, I haven't pointed this out before, but when you point to a tool on your ribbon, notice a quick menu pops up, or it's not really a quick menu, it's just it tells you what that word or what that button does. So bold, but also notice next to that it says bold and then it says Control+B. So I could use my keyboard. Okay, So I could select that, and I don't even have to go up here to this menu. I could hold down my control button on my keyboard and tap my B, and that will boldface it. Notice the bold button is turned on, okay? I'm going to also italicize and underline this text. Notice the shortcuts, the keyboard shortcuts. For italics, it's Control I. For underline, it's Control U, okay? So I don't even have to go up there. I could use my keyboard. Control I, italicize, Control U, it's underlined, okay? So I don't know all the shortcuts, but some of the more common ones that you use over and over, you might put those in your memory. And sometimes it can save a little bit of time, you not having to grab that mouse and make those changes. But if you don't remember them, or if it's something you don't use a lot, you can always use the tools in the ribbon. Okay, so now our text is bold-faced. I'm going to click off of it. It's bold-faced, it's underlined, and it's italicized. So if I decided I don't want it underlined, I want to leave the bold and italics, what I need to do is I need to make sure I select the text again. And then I can go up here and I can click on the I button. I could also hit Control I again on my keyboard and it will take the italics off. Oh, you know what? I didn't want to do the italics. I wanted to undo the underline. So I put the italics back on, click on the U, turn the underline off. That's what I wanted to do. But you have to make sure the text is selected again so PowerPoint knows what text you want to make that change to. So that is some basic text editing.